Open spot connected to YSF reflector 43906.
Hello and welcome. I'm just going to do an update on some of the frequencies that we can monitor around the Russian invasion of Ukraine. There's a great displacement of the Ukraine population, many moving into the neighbourhood countries, lots of families being split up, and the need for keeping communication channels is more important than ever now. At the moment, from what I'm seeing on the internet, there's internet outages happening across the country. Mobile networks are still up and running for the moment. How long that'll last for, I don't know. And if there's a siege about to happen around the capital, then the need for maintaining communications become really important. So it's important that ham radio operators monitoring is one thing, but not blocking a lot of the communication channels is equally important. I just need to emphasize that as ham radio operators, really keeping the frequencies and keeping any of the talk groups open is vital at this point. So I just wanted to emphasize that. So I want to talk about three key areas again that we need to be mindful of around the use of radio from this situation. The first one is the use of DMR and digital talk groups and digital rooms that have been in use by Ukraine. So looking on Repeater Book, there is quite a number of repeaters, especially around the west of the country and around the capital as well. Most of these are still, the servers are still running, so I suspect a lot of the servers are not actually based within the country themselves. They may be on Amazon servers and Azure servers. So this service is still up and running. There's not much activity at all on many of these DMR rooms from the UR call signs. So many people are A, busy fighting in the country, and B, maybe observing the blanket ban on the use of amateur radio. I suspect it's more to do with they got more important things to do than observe a ban on communications. That saying that it's worth, as I've seen on quite a few of these DMR channels, that people are monitoring them. And again, just want to repeat, please if you want to have a conversation amongst yourselves about the situation, then pick a separate room and then jump back on and monitor the DMR rooms if you need to. There has been some people having conversations on the emergency channel as well. I just need to emphasize to people, let's just keep those rooms free. So the repeaters in the country may play a part. I'm no expert in what happens in a state of emergency in an invasion around amateur radio. So VHF repeaters, they are really important because people can actually use a handheld radio, get into a local repeater, and joining a talk group, can use that talk group for maintaining communications outside of the country. So that's really important to be aware of that. There are a number of web SDRs that can monitor VHF frequencies within Ukraine. However, because so many people are jumping onto the web SDRs to monitor, it basically there's a limit on the web SDRs, how many users can use that web SDR technology at any one time, and they are getting maxed out. It might be worth either not hanging around on the web SDRs and leave them for people that do need to monitor them, or maybe somebody actually running a live stream and pointing people to a live stream, leaving the actual number of available seats on the web SDRs open. So that's something to be mindful of there as well. There's also an echo link linkage to the repeaters as well. So echo link, there may be some limited seats on the echo link connection as well. I just need to check that. Next, I want to talk about medium wave, some of the broadcasts. So reading around, some other medium wave listeners, shortwave listeners are picking up that there are some broadcasts happening on some of the Ukraine broadcast radios. So there is some activity on some of them. It's difficult this far in the West to pick some of those up unless you've got a half decent antenna. I'm quite lucky here because I can just make out some of those medium wave broadcasts from this location. When I'm up in the Peak District, they're much more clearer as well. So if you're interested in the medium wave broadcast, I'll put a link in the description below so that you can jump around and listen to me either online or actually through your own receivers. There has been some reports of radioactivity around 8 megahertz from the Russian bombers. I can't confirm that, but it seems like a few people have expressed that they've heard some activity. And from a HF perspective, I've not been monitoring the emergency frequencies, so I don't know what's happening around any activity. I've been looking on, searching through Twitter and see if other people have mentioned if they've heard any activity on the HF, and there's not that many reports of any activity at the moment, but people are listening out for that. Again, I just want to emphasise, sometimes as ham radio operators, and I'm the same myself, I forget that there's actually reserved frequencies for emergencies, so it's just best to acquaint yourself with those frequencies and make sure that we keep them free and we don't accidentally bleed over them. So just be mindful of that. I have picked up that there is some weak signal propagation reporting beacons still operating in the country. I've picked up 3 beacons that are still operating. Now, I know that there's a blanket ban on the use of ham radio. However, I think the people the 3 people that run these beacons have probably got more important things to think about than actually if they've switched off their whisper beacon. It's probably just running somewhere in the shack or in a building somewhere, and they're off defending their country. So I'm in no way criticising them. We shouldn't criticise the fact that these beacons are still running, but what that does emphasise is that actually there's a number of stations that still got HF capability. The RSGB, I was quite disappointed, to be honest. The RSGB put out a simple one paragraph just to emphasise that there's a blanket ban on the Ukraine using amateur radio. There was no solidarity, there was no offer, there was nothing there that provided any sort of support from the RSGB to the people of Ukraine, and I thought it was a bit mealy-mouthed. I really thought they could do a lot better, but there we go. The RSGB haven't really stepped up on any of that. There's been a few questions that have been sent in, so I just want to read through a couple of these questions. Whether I can answer them or not, we'll see. So the first question is from Cine 2222. Has the mobile phone system been knocked out altogether in Ukraine? I have friends over there, not heard from them last couple of days. Like I say, from the sounds of it, there are still mobile networks operating. What I have read today is that a number of the mobile network providers are offering free call time to Ukraine. So anybody wanting to ring in, it's a free. They won't get charged for calling their family, calling their loved ones in Ukraine. I thought that was a decent offer, at least. So as far as I know, I'm no expert in this, but there are internet outages and there are mobile phone outages due to cyber attacks and also disruptions to the technology themselves. But it's still going, as far as I'm aware. I've had a couple of comments just correcting some of the language that we use around calling Ukraine the Ukraine, and yes, it is an accident. It is a not knowing, or it's a learning curve, if anything, that the Ukraine was a term used to call the region of Ukraine, and it's a very sort of Russian approach towards the language, whereas actually it's called Ukraine. And I know that people have got more important things to do, i.e. fighting, but I think language in this case, compared to many other cases on the planet, I think language is important. Same as calling the capital Kyiv instead of Kiev, and in this occasion I think actually language is, respecting the language, is a respectful thing to do. And I just wanted to respond to a comment made by the Miami shortwave listening radio channel, saying that there's nothing that will be heard on HF. I challenge anyone to post a video of anything they've heard on HF radio that will be interesting. It won't happen. Now, I've been really mindful to actually say I don't know what's going to happen. There isn't a rule book for this. We don't know what's going to happen over the next week, month, year. We don't know. All I can say is I suspect radio will play a bigger part the longer that the war goes on, and the more that the infrastructure breaks down in the country. Hopefully it won't. Hopefully somebody will come to their senses and pull their troops out and say sorry. Well, I don't think it's going to happen. I just pray that there's a limit to the destruction that goes on to the infrastructure of the country. So I think anybody that says nothing will happen and radio will not play a part, I think is talking utter nonsense. So yeah, monitoring. I think monitoring for communications and passing communications on will be important. If we do find that as time goes on and radio is amateur radio and civilian radio is being used to communicate with loved ones, I think as ham radio operators, with being mindful of that and supporting that is really important. So thank you for watching this video. Thank you for your comments, for your frequencies that you've been posting on the past couple of videos. If you've got any other frequencies that are useful, please drop them in. Any more questions, please drop them in. Either I'll try to answer them as a non-expert, or I can certainly look around and find some proper answers that are verifiable as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. So bye bye for now.